Welcome to another 2v2 Terran v Protoss video, one of mine, a bit of an older one. That again is a mirror match. I'm as Terran as per usual. I'm putting a lot of these up because I'm still trying to look through where my mistakes are, where I can improve. So currently working on that. This is the opponent Protoss over here that I'm just moving across to. But yeah, I said a lot of these games are a little bit older, but I'm still not that much better than I was back then. So it's quite nice to go through these and just have a little look. Thank you to my few subscribers that I have. I don't know if anyone's watching. I'm certainly enjoying recording these and posting them up. So I'm going to keep doing it even if no one's watching. But yeah, as you can see here, we're at 2v2. We've got an interesting little harass that's about to come across with these liberators, which were a bit of a pain. They end up actually getting quite a few kills, so it's something I kind of want to get at myself, which I'm really struggling with. Something that I'm probably going to look into as my skills kind of get a bit better, start doing something similar, because I want to start doing some harass that I'm just, as I said, not very good at multitasking with, but I'm hoping that'll come once I do more fundamental skills, start to work on this. But these guys do really well. I mean, they end up walking away with 9 kills on one and 5 on the other, and the economical damage as well, at least slowing down. Kind of, as I said, good for them. A bit of early game harass is something that I think I might start trying on just like the AI and see if I can get better with, as I said, getting the skills down and then start bringing that into multiplayer. But at this stage, I'm nowhere near it. So anyway, I'll fast forward it a bit. Here are our stalkers walking out one by one. Allies having a little scout. So we haven't really expanded to our thirds yet. I think the Protoss is about, enemy Protoss expanding to their third right about now. I'm just going hard bio-ball, loads of Marines, a couple of siege tanks. Start it. I don't know what that Marine's doing by himself, absolutely nothing, just enjoying his best life. Good for you, because it's going to get much more vicious later on. Haven't looked at any of my upgrades for my mech yet, although I do go into upgrades. It's actually a really good game where you can tell that my upgrades aren't great. So I don't know if that's an enemy, that must be an enemy pinging there. They basically chase back my ally who was kind of having a look at what they have, and it actually ends up giving them a nice amount of map control actually, because they will put these Terran army here which kind of pen us in, which is a good move for them. Although I feel like if we rush them there, I think we have more army supply than they do at that point, but you know, coulda, woulda, shoulda. But if we had rushed them there, we probably would have won, but we didn't know. So we're just having a bit of a standoff right now, where it's like, I see you, you see me, I'm going to glare at you, glare at me. Whilst he goes and uses an extremely large amount of army to go do some scouting. Feel like he could have done that with just a couple of stalkers, but at the same time, who am I to judge? Got that Liberator with the 9 kills, followed by Vikings just for some moral support. As I will later find out, I built no air units in this game whatsoever. So I've dumped some supply depots. I've got a starport there, but I'm just not using it. So theoretically I understand it exists, but clearly at this point unsure how they work. And I've got a single Thor as well, just to be like, look, I build more than just Marines and a couple of siege tanks. So we're going to go for a bit of attack in a bit, and this is interesting because I think they do a really good job. They're way more coordinated than me and my ally. See these stalkers, I don't know if they know they can't get up there, if that's a thing, or if he was just scouting with quite a few of them. They try to poke the third, my siege tanks push them back. I said I should have been smarter and kind of gone in, and maybe it would have meant the end of me. But I feel like we've probably got a higher supply at this point. And yeah, so the archers charge in and do loads of damage. My Marines don't feel like I'm doing much. Whilst that's going on, he actually gets them up there, which is a bit annoying. But we push them back, and then my ally has to mop these up, which he does very successfully. Common Archons, and obviously that Mortal, which doesn't prove it's correct with the name. I don't know what my army are doing, I'm just clicking everywhere, but I think my ally essentially says go forward. I've used stim, I have no medifacts, which is so stupid, so I've got this massive bio ball, which is theoretically quite fragile. I've got 1-2 upgrade, charge in, actually set this down here, let's just slow this down a second, perfect. Siege tanks haven't sieged up, that was a bit annoying, I need to get better at that. That Immortal blowing up mid, that looks like a fun action pause for me, but anyway, go forward. I think he did quite well with just dropping some turrets and stuff. Oh god, these storms are killing me, absolutely killing me. But that's my fault for just having Marines. I need to put some marauders, give me a bit more armour and backbone to that those Vikings don't do so well on the ground. I mean, fair play for him thinking that I was going to be smart enough to put some medivacks up, but I weren't, and it kind of makes his Vikings kind of pointless. But again, that's what happens when you play dumb against someone that's playing smart. Half the units aren't that useful. So we kind of slowly get through this. My allies got some Dark Templar being absolute pain. He's run out of storm, so his Templar aren't useful. You know, he's got the Protoss of 2 bases. He's going to start mining out of this one. So really, once I take out the Protoss instead, he's on 1. And I know I'm not smart enough right now. He still gets away with just 8 health, like skin of his teeth as well. The Viking lands, realising that I have absolutely no air units, fair play. But he's got a lot of gateways, this Protoss, but economically he's going to be very limited now because he doesn't have a third, or his third's down there, which I'm eventually killing. It's taken me a while. Terran's doing okay because the Terran have these bases. Theoretically, LCV could have gone up there and built another base for the Terran, but again, should have, would have. My siege tanks are a bit far back there, but they end up being a bit of a pain later on. And my 3 here, I'm going to move them up in a second. But overall, from an economic point of view, you know, we've got 3. I'm not clearly smart enough to get this at SCV to do anything as of yet, so I'm building bases, but again, not quite sure how to make the mine clearly. I'm getting too caught up in what's going on the front, but theoretically we'll have a much stronger economy, which is what's going to win us the game, really. Again, we've got pretty much full map control at this point. My allies, you know, built his 4th base. This is the fundamental siege tanks firing on that, you know, which is quite nice. Also helps us when we charge up in a second. I really should have thrown some, just 4 or 5 more orders maybe, instead of just constant marines and a couple of medivacks. But anyway, here's the push we're going to do. Siege up on the low ground, probably not terribly helpful. Well, actually it puts it forward. A nice little attack here. And we'll get the GG out shortly. Oh my god, those storms just kill me. But anyway, yeah, as I said, I'm going to keep posting these videos. I appreciate the people that are actually watching them. Feel free to like and subscribe if you want to keep seeing them, but I'm going to keep firing them up anyway. So thanks so much.